Today we're in part 2 of fatherly advice in Proverbs 4, verses 14 through 27. Today we're continuing with words of wisdom that a father is supposed to teach his son. Proverbs 31. Do not go where bad people go. Do not follow the ways of bad people. Where do bad people go? Where do they hang out? I mean, for me, it's dark places. The club, that whole scene is so dead to me. It's full of dead spirits and lost souls. I mean, whatever they looking for, it ain't nothing positive. It's just not in that environment. And then you're being flooded and drowned and numbed with liquid spirits that changes you into a different version than who you are. So you have a group of people that get together as different people than who God created them to be. That scene, I don't want no part of it. It can't do nothing for me. Nothing positive. Absolutely nothing positive. I can't find a husband there. What's the odds of you finding a good, godly man in a club? You probably ain't gonna find that husband that's gonna respect you and marry you and, want to have a family with you and dedicate himself to you and love you so much that he would die for you like Christ did for the church. You ain't gonna find that in the club. In whatever other dark places where bad people go. Now, that's harsh to say that only bad people go to the club. That's harsh. But that environment is not a good place for good people. How about that? So, fathers, as you're teaching this lesson to your sons, let them know what type of woman they gonna get in the club. I'm just saying. Now, I used to be a bartender. I know that scene all too well. And I don't consider myself a bad person. I don't consider myself a bad person then, but I didn't have a relationship with God the way that I do now. I'm not the wife and the mother that I am now, like that I was back in the day. But I wasn't a bad person. I had potential. I was a kind of Christian. That's what I was. I was a kind of Christian. So you might find some good people in a bad place. But if you're looking for somebody who got it together in a godly way, as a father, if you're teaching your son to find a wife, teach him this message to not go to places where bad people exist. Now, again, I gave you an example of myself, not necessarily a bad person, but there are a lot of bad people in the club, and they ain't up to no good. And if you thinking you going there for a positive reason to get a positive, relationship or situation, you're sadly mistaken. So, again, this isn't necessarily hitting you on the hand, for clubbing. That's not what this is. This message is for fathers to teach their sons. You ain't gonna go to the club and find a wife, son. So don't even look there. I didn't write this. God did. Do not do it. Keep away from every bad thing. Refuse it and go on your way. Now, I don't know too many parts in the Bible where it just say, do not do it. Don't do that. And then it says, keep away from every bad thing. That goes further than just people. Food, if that's something, if you got diabetes and you ain't supposed to be around no donuts, if you have a problem controlling, your food intake. Maybe you shouldn't be going to the buffet. You know, I've struggled with this my entire life as far as denying myself things that seems pleasurable but is not necessarily good. But that's my cross that I have to bear. Christ had a cross that he had to bear. What's yours? It's going to be some things out there that you're going to want to do, son, daughter, but it's bad. So stay away from it. And like this proverb says clearly, do not do it. Bad people cannot sleep unless they've done something wrong. They lie in bed at night restless unless they've caused someone to fall. Doing bad things is like food and drink to bad men. It's what they do. Like, there are seriously just bad people in this world. I remember growing up and I had friends, like certain kinds of friends that just love to stir up trouble. Like, they like getting in fights. They like to fight. I'm not a fighter. That's not my character. Like, you know how people say I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't like to fight. I don't like to argue. I don't like disagreements. I don't like beef. I don't like none of that. But there are some people in this world that, I mean, that's why you got boxing as a career. You know what I mean? They're not saying that boxers are bad people, but it's like some people just like that type of stuff. They like to fight. They like to get into arguments. They like to do bad things to people. It turns them on. They get a kick out of that. And if they don't, they lie in bed awake, like restless, like, man, I could have, or maybe I should have. Like, sometimes, I hate to say this, like when you're in your feelings, it even feels good. There's a certain like chemical response to it. It's some old scientific crap that's related to it to the point that it's pleasurable. And it is some people that get a kick out of just being negative and like hurting people and doing bad crap. Once again, I gotta keep bringing it back to, why are we saying this? These are the lessons, fathers, that you are supposed to be teaching your son before they go out there and make friendships with the wrong kind of people. They gotta know that these type of people exist and to stay clear away from them. But the road good people travel on is like sunrise. It gets brighter and brighter until it's day. But the road of bad people is as dark as night. They fall, but they cannot see what has caused them to fall. You ever meet someone that blames everything on everybody but themselves? Like, they're never wrong. And every day that they wake up, something new, bad is happening to them. But they do not ever see themselves as the common denominator. Do you know anybody like that? If you do, 1, don't be that person. 2, pray for them. Pray that they humble themselves to allow God to correct them. Real talk. And I receive that as I say it. Because anytime I'm praying on somebody else, like, sick 'em God, they did me wrong, I always put in my big button. I say, but if it's me, show me. Show me if I'm wrong, God. Because as long as I'm wrong and not being corrected, I'm not on the right path. And when I'm not on the right path, things are jacked up in my life. So show me if it's me, if I'm wrong, so I can hurry up and change that mess and get back on your path to glory. Because ain't nobody got time for that. Fathers, tell your sons, listen to what I say, my son. Listen to my words. Never let my words leave you. Think about them and obey them. They will give life to anyone who understands them, and they will give health to their whole body. Life and health comes from staying away from negative, bad people. Be careful how you think. Your thoughts make you the person that you are. That's deep. Your thoughts make you the person that you are. Do you think negative stuff all the time? Well, chances are you might be a negative person. Do you think positive things? Do you separate yourself from things that's gonna disrupt your spirit and your thoughts? Or do you surround yourself in a negative environment? The stuff that you watch on TV that plants thoughts. YouTube, these influencers, who are you allowing to influence you? Because it's going to mess with your thoughts. And your thoughts is what make you the person that you are. That's why we need to surround and flood ourselves in truth, in God's truth, because He's our creator. So I want to be who He thought of when He created me. When He put me in my mama's belly, before He formed me in the womb, He knew me. He thought this through, long time ago before I even got here. So I want to match my thoughts along with the Maker who created me. And if I'm staying in my word and I'm doing that, I have no choice but to live a positive, good, successful life. Because any creator that creates something wants it to be successful. They don't want it to be bad. They don't want it to mess up, explode, or disrupt everything. No, they create it for something good. God created us for something good. We have a job to do. We have work to do. I want to do that job. So I cannot allow influencers or culture to plant thoughts in my head, because that's going to turn me into that person. And I am not that person. I am His. I'm His person. I'm His creation. I am His. So His thoughts, whatever the words say, that's my thoughts. I have no choice but to come up in this world. Never say anything that is not true. Dads, teach your sons, teach our young boys to not lie. Look straight in front of you and watch where you're going. You must decide to do things carefully, so whatever you do will be right. I think a big reason why a lot of our boys fall into traps or get into trouble is because they're not careful and they don't think things through. So this is something that can avoid a lot of problems in life, a lot of situations, jail, death, hanging with the wrong crowd, being with the wrong woman. The list goes on and on. Dads, this is something that, you need to tell your son, slow down and really think things through so that you make the right decision. I mean, not just thinking in the moment and what's in front of your face, but think of the long run. Think of how your actions hurt other people. And this is not just a message for sons, it's for daughters too. And I can even take it as a parent. When I'm making decisions for my family, I'm thinking it all the way through. I'm thinking how they're going to be when they get older, when they have their own family, when they become working age. The decisions I make now affects them then. We have to think things through carefully, so whatever we decide will be right. So as we come to a close, dads, it's important to teach our sons, our youth, our kids to keep away from bad people and walk on a straight path. Do not go one step off of the right way. And if you do that, you will live a good, long, healthy, and prosperous life. In summary, dads, we're teaching our sons to not go where bad people go or follow bad people. Don't do it. Stay away from every bad thing and go your own way. Bad people are always up to something. It's just what they do. But the road to good people travel is like a sunrise. It gets brighter. But bad people, they fall and they don't even know what caused it. So tell your sons to listen to your words and always obey them, because they will give health to his whole body if he understands them. And be careful, because what he thinks is the person that he is. And never, ever lie. And look straight ahead. Watch where you're going. Be careful with every decision. Stay away from bad people. Walk on a straight path. And he'll always go the right way.